Good morning, friends. Myself, Professor Rahul Patil, and right from today itself, we are going to start our computer networks. This subject, very interesting subject. In my previous video, I had already talked about the syllabus, what exactly the syllabus is, how we are going to discuss, and etc. So today we are going to talk, or we are going to start with our chapter number one, and our chapter number one is nothing but the introduction to computer networks. So, in this chapter, in this video, we are going to talk about what is meant by data communication, what are the different components of data communication, what is meant by computer network, and what are the different strategies we are going to use, what are the different, you can say that advantages of computer network. Okay, so all the basic things related with the computer networks we are going to talk in this chapter number one in this first video. Friends, the 18th century, I'm starting with the 18th century. The 18th century was known for mechanical revolution, mechanical and industrial revolution. The 19th century was known for the steam engines, and the 20th century, I'm going to say the 20th century was known for the computers and the satellites. But in today's era, in today's internet era, in 21st century, the entire 21st century is known for information technology. No doubt the information technology is completely based on computer technology or computer science technology. But what exactly this information technology is? Today, we are going to talk about, or today's technology, the 21st century is talking about information gathering, information processing, and delivering the information. I repeat, this century is knowing about information gathering, information processing, and information delivering. For example, Google. Today, anything or any information which we want to know, very simple. We're just going to take this information from Google Baba. So everyone, myself also, all the students or everyone is using the Google. For why we are using the Google? Google we are using for information. Okay, easily, how easily we are able to get the information, for that we are using the Google. But what exactly the science behind this, that we are going to know. So when we are talking about the communication, very important aspect, and that is nothing but the communication. So when we are going to say that I'm taking some information, I'm taking some information from Google, when I'm communicating with the Facebook, it means there is a communication in between the Facebook and myself. There is a communication in between the Google and myself. So communication is the basic process of the information exchange. Communication is the basic process of the information exchange. And the data communication refers to the exchange of data. Here we are going to talk about the data communication. Why? Because here we are focusing on computer to computer communication, and in computers we know that the data is the most important part. And when one computer is going to communicate with another computer, what exactly these computers are going to communicate? The computers are going to communicate data among themselves. So we are focusing on data communication. Okay, and not human to human communication. Okay, but to exchange the information, what we need a communication. Unless and until we are not going to communicate with each other, the information is not exchanged. You can say that there are different types of communication. Languages we are going to use for the communication, then the pictures, or even there is some, you can say that, secret language also for the communication. The number of methods for the communication we are going to use. But here our focus is entirely on data communication, because one computer is going to communicate with another computer, and that is nothing but the only data is communicated. When I'm going to say one computer is communicating with another computer, question comes, how these computers are going to communicate. For this communication, for their data communication, there are basically two methods. Either the computers are going to communicate, either the computers are going to communicate with the help of cable or without the help of cable. What with the help of cable means wired communication I am talking about. Okay, so computers are connected with the help of wired with the help of cable. Generally, three different types of cables are available. Number one is nothing but the coaxial cable. Number two is nothing but the twisted pair, and number three is nothing but the fiber optic cable. By using these cables, computers are going to communicate with each other. So this is referred as, here I am going to referred as a wired communication or cable communication. You can say anything, wired communication. But when the computers are not connected with the help of cable, whenever they are going to use a wireless communication means what exactly? For the communication purpose, the computers are going to use air as their communication medium. When I'm going to say the air, you can say that they are going to use the radio waves, they are going to use the satellite communication, etc., etc., etc. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to say that in communication, or whenever we want to exchange the data, at that time communication is very important, or by using the communication we can able to exchange the data. Now a question comes, why we are going to do this networking? In general, very simple definition I am going to tell you about the networking, because our subject is computer networks. So what exactly this networking is? We know about a single computer, we know about a standalone computer. Okay, standalone computer means the computer which is not connected to anything. Okay, the computer which is not connected to anything. But nowadays, standalone computer, or whenever today we are going to talk about a computer, it is assumed that that computer is connected to another computers. Okay, so this is what the scenario today. But initially it was not. So single computer was there, and that single computer or you can say that that single computer is going to do the processing. Okay, that computer is not connected with anything. Whenever we want to exchange the information, whenever we want to exchange the data, we simply going to copy that data from one end and again paste that data, or again recopy that data at another location. There are several things, several, you can say that, disadvantages of these things also. Immediately I cannot able to access that information. So what computer networking provides us, very simple definition about the computer networking, and that simple definition is, whenever we are going to connect two or more computers with each other, it is not related with only computers. We are going to say that whenever we are going to whenever we are going to connect two or more devices with each other for a specific task, whenever we are going to connect two or more devices with each other for a specific task, then that group of devices is called as a network. And here we are going to say that when we are going to connect two or more computers with each other for a specific task, then that group of computers is called as a computer network. Very simple definition. This definition is true for each and everything. Okay, this definition is true for each and everything. It means whenever, for example, whenever some persons are connected with a specific task, then we are going to say that they are connected. Okay, they are connected. So networking is linking of more than two different entities. That entities may be computers, that entity may be one entity may be computer, another entity may be a printer, or a one computer is connected with another, you can say that, person, human being, okay, to form a group of network to perform some specific tasks. Just we discuss about that. So the networking is going to enhance the capacity of computer. Okay, the networking is going to enhance the capacity of computer. Which capacity? To share, okay, sharing of information, exchange of information, exchange, and very important, preserve and protect the information. So the networking, okay, one very simple definition I told you. And what this networking is going to do, the networking is going to enhance the capacity of computers. And this capacity of computers in terms of what? Sharing, in terms of exchange of the information, and preserve and protect the information. Okay, so why we are doing the computer networking? Very simple. After that, after some time, we are going to talk about the goals of computer network. But at this moment, you can say that why we are shifting from single computer to a computer networking, because of networking is going to enhance what? Enhance networking is going to enhance the capacity of computer in terms of sharing, exchange, preserve and protect the information. So this is very important for us. And then we are having a characteristics of the data communication, and related with this characteristic, very first characteristic is nothing but the delivery. Then second is nothing but the accuracy. Number three is nothing but the timeliness, and number four is nothing but the jitter. So all these are very simple, but still, what is meant by delivery? So delivery means the data must reach to a correct destination. Okay, whenever one computer is going to deliver the data, whenever one person is going to deliver the data, that data must reach at a correct location or at a correct destination. Suppose I want to communicate with you. I am a computer, you are a computer. Okay, so I want to communicate with you. So whenever I am going to send that data, now myself is nothing but the source. Okay, you are nothing but the destination. Okay, in general, here, I am a sender, you are nothing but the receiver. I am a sender of the information, you are nothing but the receiver of the information. Whenever I am going to send this information, and since you are nothing but the receiver, that information must be received by you only and not by any other recipient, not by any other receiver, because I want to share that information with you. So delivery. Then the accuracy, the data is the data delivered by the system should be accurate. It should not be, you can say that, any ambiguous or incorrect information, the data should not be delivered. Third is nothing but the timeliness. So if Google is going to provide me the search, okay, everyone knows that within a fraction of second, Google is going to provide me the searches, okay, the search, the information. If Google is going to take 1 day or 2 day to provide me the results, then whether I'm going to use that Google, probably not. Okay, so timeliness, whatever the delivery of the information, it should be in a timely manner. Okay, it should be in a timely manner. And then another characteristic is nothing but the jitter. Okay, jitter is very important characteristics. So what exactly the jitter is? Now, whenever a server or whenever a computer is going to send some information, after sending, suppose at certain time t, that information is sent by that sender. Okay, Facebook is going to, let's take one example. Facebook is sending some information to me at time t. The Facebook is sending some information. Okay, the Facebook server is in another country, I am sitting in Nasik. Okay, so to reach that information up to me, certain time is required. Okay, so that time is nothing but, for example, I am going to say that at time t, Facebook is started streaming live. To reach that information up to me, because information is traveling either by cable or wirelessly, either by wired or wirelessly, just now we talked about that. Okay, and that information received up to my computer, some time is required, though it is a millisecond, but some time is required. So the time when I'm going to play that particular Facebook's live stream is nothing but the time t plus t1. T1, we are going to assume that that is nothing but the time which is required to transfer that information. So this is what the jitter is. Okay, this is what the jitter is. So whenever we are talking about the characteristic of data communication, we always going to remember about the delivery. Number two is nothing but the accuracy. Number three is nothing but the timeliness. Number four is nothing but the jitter. Okay. Now, very first figure from our chapter number one, and very important figure, very important figure, and very, you can say that, simple figure also. And this figure is going to tell you the components of the data communication. A question may come in the examination, and There are basically five components. Explain what are the different components. Okay, what are the different components of the data communication. Okay, so what is shown in this figure? There are two different computers which are shown. For simplicity, I have shown just two computers. Very first computer, one computer is, I am going to call that computer as a sender. Another computer is there, that computer I am going to call as a receiver. So two different computers I have shown in this figure. Okay, there are five components. There are five components of the data communication. Very first component is nothing but the sender. Second component is nothing but the receiver. Third component is nothing but the medium. Fourth component is nothing but the data. And fifth component is nothing but the protocol. Fifth component is nothing but the protocol. Let's talk about the each and every component. Okay, so these are the five components. These are the five components of the data communication. So what is meant by sender? Sender means the one who wants to transmit the information. Sender means the one who wants to transmit the information. For that computer, I am going to call it as a sender. Very simple. Now, in our example, myself is nothing but the sender because I am transmitting information to you. You are nothing but the recipient of the information. So you becomes what? Receiver. The computer which is going to receive, a computer which is going to receive that information is called as a receiver of that information. So very simple. Sender of the information, and number two is nothing but the receiver of the information. Sender means, for example, in our example, myself, and receiver means yourself. Okay, you are going to receive the information, so I am going to say that yourself. So sender of the information and the receiver of the information. After that, what we are having? After that, we are having a, in between the sender and receiver, we are having a medium. By using the medium, the information, the data is transmitted in between the sender and receiver. And in the beginning only, I told you that this medium is of two types. Either we are going to use a wired medium for the communication, or we are going to use wireless medium for the communication. Okay, we are having two different types of option for the communication, either a wired or a wireless. Okay, so sender is there, receiver is there, and in between the sender and receiver we are having a medium. This medium can be a wired medium or a wireless medium. And I already told you, whenever I am talking about a wired, there are three different types of wired or cables are available. Either we are able to use a coaxial cable, fiber optic, or a twisted pair. And in wireless medium, we are going to use radio waves, satellite, or any radio waves, satellite, or you can say that there are so many options in a wireless also. Then sender, after the sender, receiver, and medium, the fourth component is nothing but the data. What is meant by data? Data means the information, the data means the information which I wants to communicate with to you. Data means the information which I wants to communicate to you is nothing but the data or information. And last component, and very important component, is nothing but the protocol. Now friends, remember this definition of the protocol, because the entire networking is nothing but what? A bunch of protocol. Okay, number of protocols we are going to discuss. In our day-to-day life also, we are going to use so many protocols. But what is meant by protocol? Protocol means whenever one person wants to communicate with another person. When one person wants to communicate with another person, both the communicating entities, both the person has to follow certain rules and conventions. Both the persons has to follow certain rules and convention. That set of rules and conventions is called as a protocol for them. I repeat, the fifth component of the communication is nothing but the protocol. What is the definition of the protocol? The definition of the protocol says that whenever two communicating parties, whenever two persons, whenever two computers, whenever two entities wants to make a communication in between them, both the entities, both the persons, both the communicating parties has to follow certain rules and conventions, has to follow certain rules and conventions. That set of rules and conventions is called as a protocol for them. That set of rules and called that set of rules and conventions is called as a protocol for them. So always remember, now we are communicating. Okay, we are communicating, a teacher and students are communicating, though it is a one-way communication, but we are communicating. Whenever we are going to say that a communication is there in between you and me, both of us has to follow certain rules. For this lecture, for okay, there are certain rules which are followed by me. For example, for this lecture I prepared the PowerPoint slides. Okay, for example, for this lecture I prepared myself. If the preparation is not there, I am not able to deliver the lecture. Are you getting? And for this lecture, what you are going to prepare, you are listening this lecture very carefully, for example. Okay, so both the communicating parties has to follow certain rules. I am going to follow certain rules, you are also going to follow certain rules, and the set of these rules and convention is nothing but the protocol in between you and me. It is nothing but the protocol in between you and me. Are you getting? Okay, so there is a protocol in between you and me. There is a protocol in between myself and my friends. The protocol in between you and me and the protocol in between myself and my friend, both the places we are having a communication. Okay, both the places the communication is there, data is transmitted, but the protocols are different. Though the data is transmitted, the protocols are different. Why I'm going to say every communication is having a different protocol. So the rules and conventions in between you and myself, the rules and conventions in between myself and my friends, and the rules and conventions in between myself and my daughters is totally different. So that is nothing but what the protocol. So you are going to remember the five main components of the computer networking, or five main components of the data communication, and that components are sender, who sends the information. Number two is nothing but the receiver, who is going to receive the information. Number three is nothing but the medium. Medium means the medium which is used in between them, sender and receiver. I told you that wired or wireless, these are the two options. Then the data has to be exchanged in between them. So the data is nothing but the data, or you can say that information is nothing but the fourth component, and fifth component is nothing but the protocol. Yes, correct, fifth component is nothing but the protocol. Okay, protocol, these are the five main components. Okay, it is explained in this slide. Okay, five main components of the communication. Okay, after this, I hope everybody understand this. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the Google Classroom. Okay, I am going to create a Google Classroom also, and in that Google Classroom, you are going to ask me all these, all your difficulties. Okay, now after understanding this, now we are going to, okay, data is flowing from one end to another. When I am going to say that one computer is going to communicate with another computer, it means data is flowing from one end to another end. For example, in our scenario, data is flowing from my end to your end. Okay, data is flowing from my end to your end. And whenever we are talking about this data flow, always remember there are three different types of data flow. Number one is nothing but the simplex one. Number two is nothing but the half duplex, and number three is nothing but the full duplex. Now what exactly a simplex? Now the best example of the simplex data flow is nothing but now the current example, the current situation. There is a sender, there is a receiver, there is a sender, there is a receiver. Data is flowing, data, there is a sender, there is a receiver. Data sender is always going to send the information, receiver is always going to receive the information. Myself is nothing but the sender, you are nothing but the receiver. Now in our example, I am always sending the information and you are always going to receive the information. So this is nothing but what, sender and receiver. Okay, simplex type of communication. Sender is sending the information and receiver is receiving the information. Okay, after the sender and receiver, we are having the hub duplex type of communication. Okay, now myself is a computer, you are also a computer. I am able to send you a data and you are also able to send me the data. Okay, in our previous example I am going to say that only I am sending data to you. Now in hub duplex I am going to say that I am able to send data to you, you are also able to send data to me, but one at a time. But one at a time, it is very important, one at a time. What is mean by one at a time? Either I am going to send or you are going to send. Either I am going to send data to you or you are going to send data to me, one at a time. Okay, and after that the third one, and that is nothing but, after that the third one is nothing but the full duplex type of communication. I am going to send data to you, you are also going to send data to me simultaneously. Okay, so you can say that I am a sender and receiver, and you are also a sender and receiver at one particular time. So I hope all these things are clear. So we talked about simplex, hub duplex and full duplex. Okay, simplex type of communication, hub duplex type of communication and full duplex type of communication. Okay, so up to here everything is clear to you, and in this first video we stop over here, and in second video I'm going to talk about what is mean by computer network and what are the goals and applications of the computer network. Thank you very much.